But what happens when Gervonta Davis finally runs into someone dangerous enough to push him past his limits? Someone fast enough, sharp enough, and fearless enough to fight him head-on. Keyshawn Davis might be that nightmare matchup. A crushing body shot lands, and suddenly the entire fight changes in an instant.
They're going to he catches it that time! Great shot there!
Keyshawn has been rising through boxing with the kind of confidence and skill that makes elite fighters nervous. Sharp body work, a sweeping left hand. The crowd explodes. That's exactly what people have been warning about. He's not reckless, he's calculated, calm under pressure. But that doesn't make him any less dangerous. Another huge right hand crashes through the guard, backing his opponent into the corner before the referee steps in to stop the fight.
Another big headshot, big right hand, backs him up into the corner, and this fight is over. Bloody, beaten.
But Keyshawn represents a completely different kind of threat. Fast combinations to the body, explosive counters, timing so sharp it can shut the lights out before opponents even react.
That's a left counter. There it is. Davis, and down goes Lemos. Big ball or not.
Lightning quick power. Opponents stretched flat on the canvas. And if this fight ever becomes reality, it could become the moment boxing witnesses the rise of its next superstar. By early 2024, Keyshawn Davis had already built an undefeated record and established himself as one of the most exciting young fighters in the sport. But then came Jose Pedraza, a completely different challenge. This time, Keyshawn wasn't facing an opponent brought in simply to lose. Pedraza was a proven veteran, a former world champion who had spent years competing against elite-level fighters and understood exactly how dangerous boxing becomes at the highest level. Keyshawn had already showcased his speed, combinations, and complete control inside the ring. But beating experienced veterans is what separates talented prospects from real contenders. And Pedraza had enough experience to expose mistakes if Keyshawn made even one. The question was simple. Could the young rising star still dominate against a fighter who had already seen almost everything the sport had to offer?
But in this fight, he's not looking. There's a big left hand, and down goes Romero.
That's where it's at.
Another body shot.
That's where it is.
Another body shot.
Oh,
That's why. Lightning quick power. Sanchez flat on his face.
If that fight was Keyshawn Davis' introduction to the big leagues, what happened next proved exactly why the hype around him was becoming impossible to ignore. In July 2024, Keyshawn stepped into the ring against Miguel Madueno in a matchup that promised violence from the very beginning. Nobody expected a slow, technical chess match. Madueno was known for relentless pressure, non-stop aggression, and huge punches designed to drag opponents into wild exchanges. By this point, Keyshawn was already becoming one of the hottest young names in boxing. But Madueno brought a completely different kind of challenge. He wasn't coming to survive. He wanted to force Keyshawn backward, rough him up, and turn the fight into pure chaos. The question was simple. Could Keyshawn stay composed and systematically break down another aggressive opponent without losing control of the fight?
of energy that could show up late in the fight now.
Going back some years as to why he started smoking, Tim, he said, listen, some serious mental health issues.
He's strong for the weight class.
Oh, it's a good right hand as Pedraza crossed that threshold, then a left hook comes in.
Moving laterally and then stopping on a dime.
Three-punch combination by Davis. Pedraza back to the inside.
It's like siphoning the gas tank.
Right there.
It's like siphoning the gas tank. That's been the story for me as I'm watching this. He's just investing in that body because it's going to pay good dividends. You can break him down a lot sooner than you think.
And a right hand to close out round two. Getting a good look at Keyshawn Davis early on here against a former titleist in Jose Pedraza. Another three-punch combination from Davis.
Look, Pedraza closing the distance. Keyshawn is allowing him to, and now he's just teeing off in spots. catching Pedraza out of position. You see Pedraza switching from southpaw to orthodox.
Good combination from Davis. Then he goes with the right hand. Left hook comes up top. Davis in control here early on round 3.
In complete control.
Well, the body shots, you picked up on that. Look at him double up that right hand, including the uppercut. This is very good sharpshooting early on from Davis, isn't it, Timmy?
He's breaking him down. He's already starting to break him down.
Right hand splits the guard. Davis. Headshot after headshot against Pedraza here in round 3.
You would think the veteran Pedraza will be trying to attempt to set up his shots and at least use a jab on the way in. He's not doing anything. He's walking through the front door. Keyshawn Davis has allowed him to, and then he's picking him off.
20 power punches.
This game plan as of right now for Pedraza is not going to work. You got to be better than that. You see the defensive prowess of Keyshawn.
Look at Keyshawn just shaking it off.
He's arm punching.
He's landed 23 body punches, Keyshawn Davis.
Is about to close on him. He knows that if he doesn't win this fight tonight, ineffective aggression, Tess.
It is effective aggression.
Ineffective.
Davis has been accurate, landing 54% of his power punches.
Pedraza's tough. That's one thing I know. He's tough. He's only been stopped by Tank Davis.
Jab to the body again. He's landed over 40 body punches to this point.
This is one of the biggest events of his career. He's the headliner. It's here in Vegas, the Super Bowl weekend. He's definitely going to want to show out tonight.
Another good body shot from Keyshawn Davis, and now the right hand comes in against Pedraza, and now he's got him backed up against the ropes, and he's teeing off as Davis has Pedraza off balance. Another big headshot, big right hand, backs him up into the corner, and this fight is over. Bloody, beaten, battered is Pedraza, and Keyshawn Davis delivers.
When Keyshawn wants to turn it on, he can turn it on. He can change gears. You can see that starting with the jab, coming behind with the right hand. You see Pedraza right here, squared up inside the pocket. Doesn't have good positioning here. You see the follow-up shots, and then you see the killer instinct. Big right hand around the guard of that high guard usage from Pedraza. And this is a great finish by the young phenom, Keyshawn Davis, just following up.
Not long after stopping Miguel Madueno, Keyshawn Davis found himself standing across the ring from another dangerous threat, Gustavo Lemos. And from the moment the fight was announced, people knew it had all the ingredients for absolute chaos. Lemos wasn't the type of fighter who waits around looking for points from the outside. The Argentine built his reputation through relentless pressure, physical strength, and a brutal style made for rough fights. Meanwhile, Keyshawn was beginning to look like one of boxing's future superstars. The Olympic silver medalist was improving at a terrifying pace. His timing looked sharper every fight. His confidence kept growing. And instead of simply beating opponents, he was beginning to completely control them. But Gustavo Lemos presented a completely different test. He wanted to drag skilled boxers into ugly exchanges and see whether they could stay calm once the pressure started building. And that was exactly the challenge standing in front of Keyshawn Davis.
And pray, I pray I land. One, that he's durable, and plus he's mentally tough. So he's going to take some shots tonight from Keyshawn, and he's going to continue to keep on coming, trying to land leather.
Oh, good jab to the body from Davis.
Stab jab was nasty. You heard it from him.
Then he's able to duck under that right hand from Miguel. And he told him specifically, he said, every chance you have, I want you to stab him to the body.
Keyshawn right now, he's gonna have to stab to the body.
Lightweight division very much in our focus tonight with Keyshawn, with Abdullah, and then Shakur Stevenson will defend.
Has he turned on the kill switch? It looks that way, Tess, after that sequence.
And yet there is Miguel sitting right in front of.
He didn't mean that. It's just where it came, man. Come on.
I like
The stab jabs to the body work, and then going upstairs.
he's staying close enough to be able to hit and counter Madueno.
Gives an angle, sends off the right hand. Miguel right into the pocket, going to the body, comes upstairs with the right hand, just a glancing blow.
Keyshawn trying to rest right there. He's trying to find a way to get off the ropes. That's what. But you're starting to see the inside work here by Keyshawn. You got to be careful not to pull straight up. That left hook from Madueno is going to come. Keyshawn again showing his inside prowess. The same thing coming from Madueno. Just kind of trying to land something. Spraying and praying. That's it. Keyshawn has landed some vicious shots on him, and he's taking them well. He's still in this fight. Can't count him out. He still has heavy hands. They're friends.
They're very close friends.
Yes. And start placing the shots. One after the other. One after the other. That's how he's going to get the stoppage, little by little.
Well, he's looking pretty fine here in round 9. Body shots and then head work.
And he's making a pressure fighter now. Go backwards.
Yeah.
Madueno, yes, it looks like he wants Davis in the.
Have a good round.
And a ridiculously rugged and foul-filled fight against Miguel Madueno.
Knock them out no matter how much you hit them with.
Well, Madueno is on the receiving side of one of the record-setting offensive outputs in the history of the sport. He absorbed 417 power shots in his loss to Claggett. He has 2 losses framed against 31 wins. Both were decision losses. He's never been stopped. Good combination again from Davis.
He got an iron chin.
After an incredible 2024, Keyshawn Davis entered the biggest fight of his career when he challenged Denys Berinchyk in 2025 for the WBO lightweight world title. Berinchyk wasn't just another champion. He was undefeated, experienced, and carried a style that had already frustrated plenty of talented fighters before. Keyshawn was already viewed as one of boxing's brightest young stars, but this was his true proving ground. Berinchyk represented a completely different level compared to anyone Davis had faced up to that point. The Ukrainian champion was awkward, aggressive, and extremely difficult to read inside the ring. He moved constantly, attacked from strange angles, and fought with a rhythm capable of throwing even skilled fighters completely off balance. On top of that, he had championship composure, endless toughness, and the confidence of a fighter who had never experienced defeat. A lot of people believed this would finally reveal whether Keyshawn Davis was truly ready for the elite level. But once the opening bell rang, what happened next completely shocked the boxing world.
Keyshawn Davis, he's ranked number 3 by 3 of the world's sanctioning bodies. Everything's at stake in his hometown for Keyshawn Davis, and he's got a monster in front of him who is in shape, Tim. He trained for this fight. He didn't train to make 35. He trained to make 40 plus.
You see how it stops his momentum? See, that's siphoning the gas. Don't get greedy with his combinations. 1, maybe 2 shots at a time. But you see him right there, going down to the body. That's another key. You know, you think that he had a... Ole, 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 ole.
Oh, nice quick flashy combination from Davis. And
again, and counterpunching effectively. Again, right there, those smart move. Keyshawn just getting close and bumping, creating space for himself to be able to evade.
Nice body shot there from Lemos for Keyshawn Davis. So that's part of the work that Lemos does. But if Keyshawn keeps him at bay with the quickness, that's his advantage. And Tim,
but Lemos is going to keep coming forward. He has to counter as often as possible.
All right, he was over by 6.4 pounds at the weigh-in.
There it
that's
is.
a left counter.
There it is.
Davis, and down goes Lemos. Big bull or not, overweight or not.
Beautiful shot. The counter, he caught him coming in. You see, he missed with that hook. Perfectly timed right hand as he's coming in. Double impact, his momentum, he's coming forward, his own inertia. There it is. took him that way. Boom, go ahead and let me land that right hand up. Right on the chin. Nice pull counter. Beautiful timing right there from Keyshawn.
This lightweight can be, as he's playing Matador for moments, goes downstairs with a vicious right hook, and that left hook puts him on stanky legs and face first on the mat. And he goes reeling backwards.
First round, he said, you know what, I'm going to go back to that later. I'm not going to make him pay just yet. But this is the second knockdown right here in the finish. Going downstairs, softening him up. Coming up top with a beautiful left hook right there as Lemos is shooting the right hand. Great timing, perfect execution. My gosh. My gosh. Great work right here by Keyshawn Davis.
Don't dance too early now, Keyshawn, because Lemos is still dangerous. But not if you can continue to land those powerful shots. And that's how you end the fight. Keyshawn Davis said, I don't care if he's King Kong. If he comes into my house, he's going to pay the price. And boy, did Lemos pay the price.
And here's the end of the fight right here. Good combination. He knows he has his man hurt. Just following up short shots on the inside. That last uppercut right there. Ooh, that was diabolical, people. That last uppercut right there. He didn't have to do that, but he did. He made him pay for those 6 pounds.
The referee did not get there in time, even though both guys tried. That was a vicious finish. He let everything, all the anger.
If that fight was Keyshawn Davis' introduction to the big leagues, what happened next proved exactly why the hype around him was becoming impossible to ignore. In July 2024, Keyshawn stepped into the ring against Miguel Madueno in a matchup that promised violence from the very beginning. Nobody expected a slow, technical chess match. Madueno was known for relentless pressure, non-stop aggression, and huge punches designed to drag opponents into wild exchanges. By this point, Keyshawn was already becoming one of the hottest young names in boxing. But Madueno brought a completely different kind of challenge. He wasn't coming to survive. He wanted to force Keyshawn backward, rough him up, and turn the fight into pure chaos. The question was simple. Could Keyshawn stay composed and systematically break down another aggressive opponent without losing control of the fight?
Going downstairs and going down to that body to take those legs away. And another way of doing it is landing that jab. As you can see, Keyshawn right there going downstairs already.
Straight right to the body from Davis.
Stab jab. The more technical fighter right off the gate is Keyshawn right there. Sharp. But Berinchyk right now is, again, he's a bit of a slow starter as well. Staying underneath himself, staying calm. And it seems like he's ready for anything that Berinchyk does.
By the way, he's answered the question in terms of handling the emotion and the anger of the events of the week. And the world champion, Denys Berinchyk. And from this point forward, we will be commercial free.
Nice right hand.
Catches him with that right hand. Who's timing him on that.
For the first 4, maybe three rounds or so, and then they'll start to heat up.
Let him go, walk in there. What? Quick. Stop.
Nice uppercut on the inside.
Yeah, it's an effect with that right hand.
Keyshawn wants to get after it, and he's saying, yeah, I want you to come in and stay disciplined and come behind your jab, which is smart. Should come behind the jab because you got to blind him with something to be able to land shots. But, man, Keyshawn, this round right now, opening up, not having a hard time finding the target. He figures that if he lets him just sit on the outside and let him think. Oh! Body work.
Left hook to the body!
That's where it is.
5, 6, 7, 8.
This is a knockdown right here. You see Keyshawn move in position to land that shot right there outside to the liver. Little dirty boxing by both guys, both men.
Oh, he's coming close with that right uppercut. That's nearly been there a couple times short on the inside, Timmy.
And you see how Berinchyk, usually when he gets, you don't want to do that. You don't want a fighter like Berinchyk in this class to gain any confidence at all.
Now he switches stances back to orthodox, but wait till he goes southpaw and you'll see it.
And he kept Keyshawn still just for a moment.
A good combination to close out round number 3. In a round that Keyshawn Davis scored the knockdown. Keyshawn Davis, his first shot at a world championship, trying to win a lightweight championship. Blood coming from the nose of the world champion, Denys Berinchyk, who entered this fight. The world champion entered this fight as the underdog, just under 5-1.
The one thing about Keyshawn Davis is he don't get enough credit for is his defense. Superb defense. He don't get hit often.
Berinchyks only landing 11% of his total punches so far in this fight.
Superb.
And tried to go to the body with a left hand there and then ties up again. Actually looking into the crowd and smiling. He's so comfortable right now.
Yes, he is. And you hear the voice in the background of Terrence Crawford yelling to him and saying that, hey, don't allow him to tie you up and hit him downstairs to the body. That's where it's at. There it is. That's where it is. I told you.
Body shot by Keyshawn Davis.
Over.
It is a knockout victory. Hey, Norfolk, Virginia, your young man just did it.
The easiest way to get to your opposition is the biggest target. You see Keyshawn right there, staying composed on the inside, not allowing Berinchyk to tie him up. Again, nice control right there, getting loose, not giving up his hands, keeping his hands free, and landing that shot right there to the liver. Now understand this, from the southpaw stance, that liver sits right there where he landed, right there. You see him dig that shot up. Perfect technique on the inside by Keyshawn Davis, and you saw the effect of that shot right there. No mas from Berinchyk.
Became a father.
If there's one young fighter in boxing today who looks dangerous enough to potentially challenge Gervonta "Tank" Davis, it might be Keyshawn Davis. Because Keyshawn isn't just another flashy prospect surrounded by hype. He's intelligent, composed, and incredibly sharp under pressure. He reads opponents in real time, stays calm during chaotic moments, and carries the kind of explosive speed and timing that can instantly change a fight with one clean shot. And that's exactly what makes this matchup so fascinating. Tank has already dismantled elite undefeated champions. Time after time, he finds openings nobody else can see and changes fights with terrifying knockout power. Once he starts walking opponents down, very few fighters survive the pressure. But Keyshawn feels different. He has the size, athleticism, ring IQ, and composure to potentially create problems Tank hasn't dealt with in years. Would Keyshawn actually become the man to defeat Gervonta Davis? Right now, that still sounds unbelievable. But boxing history is filled with moments where the next generation suddenly arrives and forces the sport into a completely new era. And Keyshawn Davis might just be dangerous enough to do exactly that. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more fight breakdowns, fantasy matchups, and deep dives into the world of boxing.